The story of Paul and Silas is one of the most amazing tales of faith and perseverance in the entire Bible. It's a story that has inspired countless Christians over the centuries, and its themes of trust, loyalty, and redemption are just as relevant today as they were back then. Paul and Silas were two Christian missionaries who traveled to the city of Philippi, which was a major hub of trade and commerce in the Roman Empire. They were there to spread the message of Jesus Christ, but their efforts didn't go unnoticed. A slave girl who was possessed by a spirit of divination began to follow them, shouting that they were servants of the Most High God. The owners of the slave girl were furious because they had been making a lot of money from her supposed abilities. They accused Paul and Silas of being Jews who were stirring up trouble in the city, and they took them to the Roman magistrates. The magistrates had them stripped and beaten with rods, and then thrown into prison. The conditions in prison were brutal, with no comforts or amenities to speak of. But despite their suffering, Paul and Silas didn't give up. They prayed and sang hymns to God, and the other prisoners listened to them. This was a powerful witness to the people around them, and it set the stage for the incredible events that were about to unfold. As Paul and Silas sang and prayed, a miraculous earthquake struck, causing the doors of the prison to swing open and the chains to fall off. The jailer, who was responsible for their care, was about to take his own life because he thought they had escaped. But Paul and Silas didn't try to escape. Instead, they stayed in the prison and comforted the jailer. The jailer was amazed by their kindness and asked them how he could be saved. Paul and Silas shared the message of Jesus Christ with him, and he and his whole household were baptized. This was an incredible turn of events, and it's a testament to the power of faith and perseverance in the face of adversity. The social context of the time was complex, with tensions between the Jewish community and the Roman authorities. Paul and Silas, as Christians, were caught in the middle. But they remained steadfast in their faith, even when faced with such adversity. Their imprisonment was a turning point in their journey, but it didn't deter them from sharing their message of hope and redemption. As they sat in their cell, Paul and Silas could have easily given up. They could have complained, they could have been bitter, but instead, they chose to pray and sing hymns to God. Their faith was not shaken, even in the darkest of times. They knew that God was with them, and that gave them the strength to endure. The jailer, who was responsible for keeping them locked up, was surprised to see Paul and Silas praying and singing. He was a man who had lost his way, and their example sparked something in him. Their actions were a powerful witness to the jailer and the other prisoners, and it paved the way for a miraculous event to take place. As Paul and Silas were praying and singing, a massive earthquake struck the prison. The doors swung open, and their chains fell off. It was a miraculous escape, but Paul and Silas didn't take advantage of the situation. Instead, they chose to stay and help the jailer, who was about to take his own life. They showed him that they were not just prisoners, but followers of Jesus who cared about his well-being. The jailer, moved by their actions, asked them about their faith. Paul and Silas shared the gospel with him, and he, along with his entire household, became a follower of Jesus. This was a powerful moment in the story, one that showed the impact of Paul and Silas's faith on those around them. The story of Paul and Silas teaches us about the importance of staying faithful even when things get tough. Their trust in God was unwavering, and it ultimately led to the salvation of the jailer and his family. So what do you think about the story of Paul and Silas? Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed impossible to overcome? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you're looking for more inspiring stories from the Bible, be sure to check out my next video on the amazing story of Daniel. It's another tale of faith and courage that will encourage and motivate you.